Hey, what's up guys? Matt and Jackson here with the Toasty Bros, and today we're going to be doing the 2017 $350 gaming PC build. I hope you guys enjoy.
Roll that intro. Alright guys, so this is the $350 PC build, and we are featuring a Intel dual-core processor. Yes, a dual-core processor, but we're really excited to see how well this thing performs. This is the Pentium G4400, a dual-core processor at 3.2 GHz. It's a pretty awesome little CPU at $60, and we're really impressed to see what this thing can do. Now for the motherboard, we have the MSI H110M Pro-VD motherboard. This is a micro ATX motherboard, and it's pretty affordable at, what was like 40 bucks. And it's a pretty awesome motherboard, micro ATX. We always like to go with the micro ATX stuff. But it should house everything just fine. And as, well, we'll get to this one later. As for the RAM, we have the Crucial Ballistic Sports DDR4 at 2400 megahertz. This is just DDR4 RAM, looks really nice with the gray color scheme and should look pretty nice in the build. We also have for storage, just a disclaimer, this OCZ drive is kind of a temporary drive. We are getting another one sent over by OCZ, so props to them for providing one for this build. And then behind that, we do have a 500 GB hard drive. We did not totally factor in storage when it comes to this build, but if you want to pick up storage, there are links in the description down below. You can always sacrifice one from another build or all that sort of stuff. There's different options you can do for storage, but really there's a lot of different things you can do. So, as far as graphics go, we have the Radeon RX 460 4GB model from Gigabyte. This was $100 bucks. This was a great deal on this card, and it's a really awesome buy for the money, especially with AMD's new drivers that just came out. It's a really awesome graphics card, and I highly recommend it. And to power the whole thing, we have the EVGA 430 watt power supply. We've used this power supply a lot. It's very affordable, and it's a really awesome value for the money. And then to house it, you know, we always have to go with the budget cases around here. This is the Vivo Case V06. We're going to test this case and see if it's worth your money. So kind of consider this a little bit of a review for Vivo to see if they're actually worth your money on the budget case market. So without further ado, let's just get into the build. Alright guys, so you should always test your parts before putting inside the case. It's really a good thing to do, so you make sure that your parts actually work before you do the whole build and then realize one component doesn't work. So what we recommend you do is just take the motherboard out and basically use the motherboard box as like a little test bench and then plug it into a monitor that you have around so you can make sure everything works properly. So we're basically just going to take this all apart. We're going to put in the RAM, the CPU, and I think we're just going to boot with that. We might put in the graphics card, not really sure. I don't really think we really need to do that. And just plug everything in, see if it boots up, and then we're going to go from there. And if everything works perfectly, we're going to go right into the build.
Something's sticky.
Alright, so this is like our first time seeing this case in person, so we're kind of just seeing what we have to work with. It looks pretty decent from what I'm seeing. It looks a lot similar to some of the other cases we tested. You really are just seeing, yes, the side panel, back panel does come off. So we do have options for cable management, and it's a removable dust filter at the top.
It's kind of floppy.
Kind of floppy, but it does its job.
I guess we wouldn't take the back off.
We'll take the back off and see what
panel's
we have.
not too bad.
Side panel's not bad.
It'd be nice if it was a little bigger, but you know, it's still see-through, so that's
it was
good.
only 36 bucks, guys. So I mean, this is a pretty solid option. It looks like.
I must have to break my hand to get this side panel off.
Yeah, we can see the inside. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. There's not much clearance here.
Yeah, there really isn't.
There's like no clearance.
I guess it's good for cables to kind of stick right here. Well, it does have that bulge.
Yeah, so we're going to be working with the bulge today, guys.
We're working with bulges. As always, do not forget to install the I/O cover, because you're going to get halfway through your build and then be like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay, so we're going to get into building this, you know, same old time lapse, and then we're going to be doing some benchmarks, so stay tuned.
Alright guys, so as you can see, we have our storage mounted. We have the big bulky hard drive mounted down here, which their hard drive cages, I can't complain about too much. They're not the best thing in the world, but they're also not awful. And then the SSD we got mounted here to where the SATA cables are going to come out right here, and they're going to go down and be zip tied and out of the way.
So yeah, we shouldn't have anything to worry about. Cable management on the back might be a little bit difficult. There's not much clearance on here, but we will find a way to make it work. It shouldn't be too big of a deal.
Alright guys, so check this out. We managed to somehow squeeze all those cables in there. I mean, it was like...
Push it down, hope it never...
Yeah, just pray that we never have to take this panel off again type thing. I mean, we got them looking good, but they're just... This case does not have a lot of room in the back, so... You can see though, looking pretty good cable management wise, about as good as it's going to get for a $30 case. It just comes to show you don't need to buy a super modular power supply and, you know, a case that's full tower and that's like $100 to get decent cable management. You just gotta know what you're doing.
Okay, so we're going to test this on everything, make sure everything still works. That would probably be the best thing to do.
Yep.
Power it on, see what it looks like, get some B-roll footage, and do some benchmarks. So.
And of course, we're not going to leave you guys without some benchmarks here. So first game we're going to be doing is Killing Floor 2. So it's actually the full version now, so we should get a little bit better optimization. You can see we got everything set to high. This is just the pre-optimized settings, so let's see how that works out. Alright, not too bad. We're actually getting over 60 FPS, so let's actually go through here and bump up the settings a little bit. Okay, so now we got ultra settings on, still getting over 60 FPS, so I'll go ahead and show you guys the settings one more time just to prove here that we got it going. So yeah, we got it on ultra, and yeah, over 60 FPS. It's actually pretty impressive. So once the game starts going, I'm going to go ahead and click F11 and get our 30-second fraps benchmark here. Alright, so we got it going now. Get a little action so it's a fair benchmark. Run around a little bit so that we can make sure we get an accurate minimum FPS. Wrong gun there. So yeah, I'd say Killing Floor is definitely a success. If you're going to be playing games like this, then I really don't think it could get much better as far as being able to play on an Ultra and keep a constant over 60 FPS. Alright, now of course we're going to be doing Crysis 3. Okay, so I ended up turning the graphics down to high. Let me get back to that real quick. So I got to turn down to high just because very high was actually a little bit too much for it. I was still getting like 30 FPS, but anything below that it was kind of sucking, and I did get a couple frame drops. So. let's go ahead and do our benchmark here. Last we're going to be trying a really basic game here, but it's one of those games that's commonly played, and there's a lot of other games that are on the same platform, so that's why we're going to be testing it out. So this is Counter-Strike, of course, and as you can see we're getting like 80 to 90 FPS, so I'm just going to go ahead and start the benchmark here before I die. Right now I'm just playing with bots. I don't even know what difficulty I set, so I kind of just randomly did it, so we're going to see how bad this might end up. Yeah, I got the, I'll show you the settings in just a second here. I'm trying to go MLG Pro on these bots real quick, and yeah, just like that. Oh! Alright, so let's check the settings here real quick so we can see what we just actually played at. Let's see. Alright, so we got like very high, high and medium for some reason on that. So I'd say we can call this high to very high settings. We wouldn't really get much different if it was all very high. I wouldn't think. We'd still be probably having over 60 pretty much constant if we're getting like 80 to 90 right now. So that pretty much concludes this video, and we hope you guys enjoyed the 2017 $350 budget PC gaming build. We definitely had a lot of fun doing it, and we hope it does as good as the other ones normally do each year. So stay tuned, share the video, thumbs up if you liked it, and we'll see you guys later.